Hi guys, currently I'm shooting from a sci-fi set that I'm building in the garage at the moment. What you've probably got, and I'll give you a quick zoom out just to show you the whole area, is we've got a painted bed sheet which has been taken out of its duvet. It's completely splattered with paint and it looks sort of brown, and we're going to make that look like rocks. Behind me I've got some panels which are made of wood. You can't really see them because this is in the way, but these have been spray painted gold. Here we've got, leaned against a piece of leaned against a box, we've got a sort of grid work. I always like them for sci-fi sort of things. We've got a light here which is from a garden sort of glow-in-the-dark light night lamp, which is a solar rechargeable one, so you can take them outside and recharge them, and they're great. And I've got a piece of piping which was rescued from a skip. Now, it's very simple in terms of what I'm going to do is, once you zoom in to the set, you no longer have to see the box which is the other side of this, which basically means that all you've got on screen at once is you've got your actor and they're in the shot. Now this of course is low down and I'm going to have to make it go a little bit higher, but once you've got that, you've got the shot all sorted out, because you've got quite a decent bit of, I'll just keep a bit of the table in there, but you've got quite a bit of room in the shot to move around, and you've got your castie who is going to be hunched over the table, as it were, and it looks sort of cool and sci-fi. Now, you can keep it like this, but the reason I'm making this video is because I'm going to be using different lighting for this to make the scene look better. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be removing the white lights from the scene. Okay, so I'm going to cut them off now. 1, and the camera will adjust, and 2, and the camera will adjust, and what we've got now is you've got a nice dark thing. Now you may notice yellow tinge, and that's because I'm using yellow lighting. And what we've got here are yellow tube lights, which are relatively cheap. They're about 20 quid each, but I've got a couple of them, and you can move them around the scene to add to what's going on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be pulling them behind me and placing them on the floor, which is going to give a sort of ominous yellow look to it. And that yellow's coming in from the side, so you've got the yellow in front of coming up towards me. Now what I'm going to do now is I've got these blue LED strips, and that's the accidents which you get into when you're making a video in the garage, which is fine. Now we're going to be pulling these LED strips up and placing them on the desk in front of the actor. I'm just going to be putting the scene back together for you. Now what you've got is you've got a much more sort of blue scene. It's a lot more sort of scary. I'll sort of turn the LEDs away from me, sort of turn them down a bit so that they aren't actually facing into the camera. Now already you will have noticed, and that one's not damaged, which is good. Already you will have noticed that the scene looks a lot different. It looks a lot more grimy. Now when I pick up the yellow light and I sort of balance it out at an angle, of course I would be sellotaping them into position, or gaffer taping, masking tape, that sort of thing. You've got a very nice sort of scene that's being set out in terms of lighting and effect. And when you put that through post later, it looks absolutely fantastic, and this looks a lot more like rock. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what post looks like now. Yeah, well, anyway, this is hopefully going to be useful to you. I'm going to make it look a little bit different to how it was today, possibly going to get rid of this, I'm not entirely sure yet, depending on how this turns out. But anyway, in terms of the way that the video works, I hope that's been helpful in terms of getting lighting to work anyway. Lighting's very, very important when you're making science fiction, and you don't have to get loads of fairy lights, you don't have to get fork out loads of money. You can literally just use lights, and you can use like coloured gels and put them over the lights to change what everything looks like. I just use LEDs and things like this because they are very, very useful, and they also can be put behind different bits of plastic, that sort of thing, to add effect to the scene. I'll give you a quick example here. We've got our quick plastic dish, and we've got blue LED lights. Now the blue LED lights will shine through the plastic dish, but if you're using them on a big piece of plastic, you get a much better sort of effect out of it. Anyway, I hope that's been helpful. That's my extremely clumsy lights tutorial. Take care and have a lovely day.